Hello, everyone. I'm Nolan Myers, CEO of Double GDP. We're building an end-to-end platform for new cities to connect with residents, accelerate growth, and deliver responsive public services. I'm here today to bring you a sprint update for July 22nd. And as always, I'll go through what we aim to accomplish in the last sprint, how we did against those goals, and what we anticipate doing in the next sprint. Thanks for being with me. So in this sprint, our top line goal was to hit 464 weekly active users. And we had three product themes that we were thinking about within that. One was supporting our artist in residence program operations and just making sure that everything around that new program ran smoothly because there were a lot behind the scenes that needed to go well for those events to come off and for us to be able to get weekly active users from them. Second, we want to improve our new user flow and be able to bring new users into the application. And third, we wanted to deal with some requests that we had heard from our users. One of the open questions we were thinking about is also, do we want to broaden the definition of weekly active users? And we decided, yes, in fact, we do. So historically, we've been tracking our actual users. This is our actual line here that has been the number of users that have been logged into the application. We also have this information from Google Analytics, which is tracking here, logged in users. You can see these numbers are essentially the same. And our weekly active user goal target, our target line has always been, we've always been aiming on this. As we're thinking more about becoming a marketing platform and seeing the emphasis on our marketing tools grow, we've decided that it's important to start having a broader definition of what a weekly active user means, which means to include our all users, even if they're not logged into the application. And this is because they have an important top of funnel function. You know, you want to be able to get people excited about something through the content and then be able to nurture their interest and grow into actually making a decision to buy a plot or to move in or to locate their business in a city. But either way, we want to be aware of those first experiences and incorporate that into our growth goals. Either way, within this week, our goal was to hit 464, and we hit it by either metric. Moving forward, we're going to think about our emphasis going on the all line. And this target line, our goal is to get to 5,000 by the end of the year. So we still have quite a lot of growth to do, even with a little bit of acceleration from looking at the all line instead of the logged in line. So how do we do on our other themes? We, on the artist in residence operations, really great work this sprint. Very proud of the team and our partners at Chena for pulling this off. We had 3 events, 2 in person and 1 virtual, and had attendance of well over 100 across those 3 events, but also a lot of great online engagement, both through WhatsApp communities and in the application itself. A lot of new content that was put out. And kudos to the customer success team at Double GDP and the team at Chena for pulling together and really thinking through the content operations. There's a lot sort of behind the scenes that we've improved in terms of our approvals, in terms of how we're getting information, collecting information across these organizations, and having clearer roles and responsibilities internally to pull that all together. So thank you, and also thinking about some of the toys that we're using in WordPress to help make this content shine. On the new user flow, we had a couple good features here as well. The first was just to look through our permissions, and Saurabh led the way on this. Make sure we had a real clear understanding of what role and event people had access to, should have access to, and tightening all that up. So that we could then allow a bunch of new users coming in. And we now have sign up with Google and sign up with Facebook. In the previous sprint, you were able to log in with Google, but you couldn't actually create a new account that way. And now not only can you log in with Facebook, but you can actually sign up and get a visitor account directly through that. So that's very exciting and dramatically increases the reach that we have in terms of engaging new users on the platform. On our user requests, we had a couple of good pieces of progress, and one that we made a lot of progress but didn't get to roll it out. So what we did roll out is being able to filter our messages inbox based on whether it was an outbound campaign or a non-campaign. And this is just to reduce the clutter in the inbox and make it easier for an administrator to see who's actually writing into the city. And we also have labels. So you can see this user here is labeled as awesome, of course. And so that is a way that we can also keep track of users and be able to include them in a campaign, or be able to do eventually to be able to do analytics and see how different pieces of content are resonating with different segments, or how we might approach different segments differently in terms of user behavior. What we had hoped to do is also roll out plots. Where's my plot on the map, on the Nkwashi map? And we made a lot of progress here, but didn't get to roll it out this sprint. So look for that on the next one. And then other things that were not necessarily part of our goals this sprint, but I'd like to share, are that we welcomed a new engineer, Sarab. Thank you very much. Glad to have you on the team. We also brought on a recruiter to help accelerate the search for a head of customer success. One fun project was that I got to record a 1-minute pitch of DoubleGDP for the Apollo project, which is a competition for moonshot startups that have a chance to really change the world. And that was really fun to put that together, and really honed my thinking in terms of how to tell the story of DoubleGDP. So that's on our YouTube channel. If you're interested, you can also watch that. On a development perspective, we rolled out GitLab, and we started looking at what it means to be able to support multiple customers in the same code base. So what Nicholas refers to as multi-tenant needs. So we started that, and we'll start implementing on some of that next sprint. So speaking of next sprint, our goal is to get to 561 weekly active users. Some of the areas that we want to be thinking about, we have just incremental improvements across a few areas of the application. Campaign management, task management, discussion boards. We'll roll out that map my plot feature. And then non-product things that we're thinking about, we want to explore a directory hub and start thinking about getting some information onto the front page of an application that's open to users who are thinking about where to put a business, and in what special economic zone to locate themselves. And we're looking at construction finance as well. And like I said in the previous slide, I forgot to put it here, but we'll also be looking at multi-tenancy and what it takes to support multiple customers on the same code base. So that's it for this sprint. Thank you very much. I'll see you again in a couple of weeks.